Hello everybody and welcome to episode 12 of Katawa Shoujo with me, Burning Oil. Let's just dive straight into it, shall we? Because presents and... Oh yeah, we were in town, we were in the city, and we just met Akira, and we met Hideaki, and we were with Lily, and then we went to Hideaki to the antique shop. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and we were just going to open this box. I remember now. Okay, let's go. Tucked behind a line of nutcrackers, I notice a little plain wooden box. It feels surprisingly light as I pick it up with my free hand. The lid only needs the smallest movement to pop open, the little metal drum inside beginning to rotate immediately. For seconds on end, I simply stand there listening to the palm-sized melody. As it plays, I take the tiny price tag in my fingers and bring it up to my face, the minuscule cursive writing taking some effort to read. It's affordable, sort of. Gonna get it. Grimacing slightly, I close the lid and make my way to the counter with doll and music box in hand. When I lay the two on the counter, the man behind it sits and takes stock of them. He doesn't hide very well his surprise at someone of my age buying them. It's painful, but I hand over the money for the two and leave the store with a small opaque bag in hand. Oh, I didn't get to do old man voice, god damn it. Hideaki being there takes me by surprise. Oh, hi, I thought you'd be at the newsstand. Akira gave me a call. She's waiting for us at the fountain with Lily. At least that solves the issue of trying to find them again. We head off back to the fountain. Hideaki's immaculate posture and presentation, despite his appearance, makes for a strange contrast even as we walk. Lily and Akira stand there waiting. Why is her mouth always like that? Lily and Akira stand there waiting for us. Their faces hard to read. Hey, you ready to go, Shoei? Hideaki's mood seems to improve as he rejoins her. See Lee, Hisao, take Hanako and tell Hanako I said happy birthday. We will. Bye. Goodbye, Akira. Well, that was fun. And with that, the two disappear into the fracas of the afternoon city crowd. Turn to Lily, I notice she's carrying a small bag. It's now that I realise why her disposition felt different from before. While Lily's typically the type to wear her emotions on her sleeve, her expression and tone are clouded and difficult to read. It's more than a little off-putting, but given the effort she's making to hide her emotions, I doubt she wants to be cornered on why she's feeling this way. Already bought Hanako a present? Yes, have you? Yeah. Shall we head back to the bus stop then? Okay, there should be a bus back to Yamaku pretty soon. And with that, we begin to walk. Feels strange compared to before. Lily's hand on my forearm feels unusually tense, and the whole atmosphere is extraordinarily awkward. Oh man, like, she didn't just get some bad news like her parents are dying or something, right? The silence continues for a long while. I don't really like seeing her like this. Hanako's birthday party is going to have to be held earlier. Is the 4th going to be alright for you? I have no other possible obligations anyway, so I reflexively nod. Only afterwards do I remember that doing so is pointless, and quickly answers so by speech. She tries to collect herself, a task that looks almost pitiable in how plain it is to see how distant her thoughts are. Sorry, Hisao, you said the bus would be coming soon, right? That's right. And now that she says that, I have an idea. Actually, do you have anything to do later today? I don't believe so. Why do you ask? This is the point where I'd normally take your hand and rush you somewhere, but even without that, you'll have to trust me, okay? I take her hand and gently lead her on, her distant face replaced by one of mild surprise and curiosity. Okay, what are we doing? As the waitress sets the cup of tea and a cup of coffee that I'd ordered onto the table, I thank her before she takes her leave. Truth be told, I really lucked out in finding this cafe. I didn't really know where I was going. Rather, I was just looking for any cafe that looked relatively nice. Having managed to recover a little, Lily tentatively sips at her cup as I take a long gulp of the coffee in front of me. As I hoped, her face lights up as she realizes what flavor it is. Ah, this is wonderful. Hisao, how did you know that this was... I'd asked for French vanilla black tea, hedging my bets that it would be her favorite flavor, or at least one she liked. While I don't really know much about tea, it sounded like one she might appreciate. On the basis of her liking vanilla ice cream, a tea connoisseur, I am definitely not. It was a lucky guess. You really like tea, don't you? You really like tea, don't you? She puts the teacup down and gives a tiny nod. That familiar small smile thankfully perched on her face once again. Drinking tea is calming, I think. With the amount you drink, are you sure you're not addicted to it? Caffeine addiction is pretty common nowadays. Did I ever say it wasn't? She lets out a little giggle as my head drops. We all have our vices, I suppose, and there are worse things to be addicted to. French vanilla black tea, huh? I'll have to remember that. For a while, we both silently drink. It's comforting to have someone like her nearby in such new surroundings, even if it's just the two of us sitting in silence. I begin to wonder if this feeling is the same for her, until she sets down her cup. Hisao, do you mind if I ask you a slightly odd question? That depends on the question, I guess. I was wondering what your favourite colour is. Everyone has one, after all. Mine's blue. I almost reply before realising why this seemingly mundane question is actually quite strange. It's cobalt blue, Lily. My favourite colour is cobalt blue. My favourite colour, but... She gives a pouting look, wanting me to answer anyway. While the answer seems unavoidably wasted on her, there isn't any harm in giving it. I've always had a thing for green. I say that's my favourite. I also like green. Green, is it? What things do you think of when contemplating that colour? I suppose grass fields and trees in summer. The army as well, with camouflage. Men always seem to like the military. Little known fact, I was going to go into the Royal Navy. That was about 10 years ago. But that sounds like a nice colour. A very nice colour. She nods her head a little, as if approving of the choice. Like, we don't know if she's been blind ever since she was a kid, right? I don't think so. So we don't know if she's become blind, or if she's always been blind. So she may know what these colours look like. I suppose we'll get to know in a second. She nods her head a little, as if approving of the choice, considering how foreign the concept of colour is to her mind. Labelling it by association means reasonable enough. If everyone has a favourite colour, then what's yours? White. I'm told that's the colour of snow and of ice cream. Okay, so she has been blind ever since she's been born, because otherwise she'd know the colour of ice cream, of course. You're no better than me then, if you only like that colour because of a favourite food. I guess white is nice too, though. And speaking of colours, isn't white a shade? Like, black and white are a shade, they're not a colour. Right. Just semantics there, Lily. I know we're on a date and everything. I'm just being an asshole, but... And speaking of colours, it'll be getting dark soon. Let me help you up. Lily offers her hand, which I take in mind to help lever her up from her seat at the table. Its softness, compared to mine, takes me off guard, as I'm really not used to such casual contact. Women are super soft, though. Like, they are super soft. I don't know why they're so soft. It's just... Anyway. Women are super soft. It's like something like a 12-year-old boy would say. It doesn't seem to bother her at all, though. While it seems obvious why, it feels like just one more ladylike aspect to her. As her hand moves to her pocket, I quickly cut her off. Don't worry, I'll pay for this. Oh, thank you, Hisao. She gives an earnest smile at the gesture, a reward much greater than that of her words. Yeah, a smile goes a long way. By the time we step off the bus, it's well and truly dark. We make our way up the hill in silence, both of us behaving a little awkwardly, probably because of the day's events. Are we going to kiss? 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 While I'm still concerned over Lily's withdrawn nature after meeting with her sister, the fact I managed to cheer her up even slightly feels like a personal victory. But it feels like the air between us has changed. Maybe it's only a bit, but it's something I don't think either of us realised before. That was a date. Yes, it was! Yes, it was! Yes, it was! Yes, it was! A date, wasn't it? It was. That doesn't elude either of us, and the question's answer being so self-evident as to be rhetorical. Awkward as it may be, I don't think this feeling is bad. In fact, quite the opposite. I don't know what it is, and I certainly can't be sure, but it feels like something a little more than friendship. Understanding, empathy, searching for words to adequately describe it is difficult. nonetheless. Would you like to do this again sometime, Lily, without shopping for presents? The tentative question is met with the same look from Lily as before. Her pale skin makes the rosy tint of her cheeks just slightly more noticeable, and her face, though still pointed to the street ahead of her, lowers just a little. Okay. Oh, so cute. Oh, it's a new day. All right. So we just like didn't kiss or anything. No midnight kiss. Oh, whoops. Sorry, I clicked. I didn't know you could click through that. I walked down the hall of the girls' dormitories, my school bag in hand. A doll lies inside, carefully placed on top of... I was just thinking, I was like, that's the creepiest thing. And I've suddenly remembered we bought a doll. I was like, why is there a doll in my handbag? In my bag. A doll lies inside, carefully placed on top of a small box. I've been carrying the box in there for a while now. Still not sure what to do with it. This whole situation, come to think of it, is bizarre. While I've known of Hanako's upcoming birthday party for a while now, I have no idea of exactly what the celebration would be until I found a single note left in the abandoned tea room earlier today. I hold it up and read it again, double-checking the instructions. The plain black handwriting is fairly legible despite Lily's blindness, clearly thanks to considerable effort and care. Hisao will be holding a party at my place. Please come at 6 o'clock to room 225 in the girls' dormitory. Sorry for notifying you this way, but I have class representative duties. Lily Situ. Or Sitao? Not reassured, I continue walking... tell me how to say that name in the comment section if I've said it wrong. Not reassured, I continue walking down the hallway until I reach Lily's dormitory room. I hesitate for a second, but eventually give 3 sharp taps on the door. Knock, knock, knock. Oops. A brief and muffled exchange of words can be heard from the other side. Listening closer, I can just pick out Hanako and Lily's voice. You can pick out Hanako's voice? As they finish, Lily calls out, Might that be Hisao? Yep, I got the note you left for me. You can come in, the door is unlocked. Glad that I managed to get the right room, I press down on the handle and let myself in. As the door swings open, my greeting to them is stolen from my mouth. Why? Pajama party. Pajama party! Pajama party! Lily sits at a low table in the center of the room in her pajamas, while on the other side sits Hanako in a nightgown. Being dressed in only normal school clothes, I feel quite out of place. She looks so pretty! I steal a quick glance at the lovely sight of the two, my eyes I'm flabbergasted here. I steal a quick glance at the lovely sight of the two, my eyes tearing themselves from Lily's long, thin, and pale legs, only with a measure of reluctance. Calm down, Hisao, calm down. Hi, I think I brought everything that was needed. Alright, okay, the panning camera shot, here we go. Oh, goodness me. No, up. I like her face. Like, she's got a really pretty face. She smiles and nods. I wonder if she's even aware of the pleasant sight she makes. The thin, dark blue silk of her pajamas really suits her, accentuating both her eyes and her curves. Who does her hair and her makeup and stuff, by the way? Does she do that? Because I'm pretty ignorant on blind people and how their everyday life. Even though my great granddad used to be blind, I used to look after him for a bit, but I never really asked him what it's like. Just weird. I know it's weird. The look of her last night, that tentative and almost shy demeanor, seems all but replaced by her coy nature. She's been on the sauce, bro. She's had too much tea. It's nice to see her confidence returned, though I can't help casting my mind back to how she looked back then. I look to Hanako, who nervously sits opposite her in her gown. It isn't a surprise that she'd wear something so conservative, though it definitely looks cute. Hi, Hanako. Happy birthday. Thank you. She's unusually skittish, despite the fact that she's warmed up to me considerably over the weeks we've come to know each other. This is a pretty unusual situation, I guess. It is. No, it is. It is weird. Feel free to take a seat, Hisao. I'll just pour you two some tea. Wait, Hanako's just got here? Sure thing. Lee takes the steaming red teapot from the side of the table and gently pours its contents into our teacups, as I take a seat beside them, sitting my bag against a nearby wall. Sorry about the car outside. With my senses returned and hormones somewhat calmer, I realise that this is the first time I've ever been in Lily's room. The first thing I notice is the ambient smell, just slightly different from that in mine. Probably faint perfume or nail polish. It could be anything of a girl's, really. Another is the plain nature of the room. Visually, beige walls, a smart yet unadorned cabinet, the lack of posters or wall hangings is distinctly utilitarian, something I should have anticipated given her blindness. The only thing that really seems out of the ordinary is several piles of books sitting on the floor, each reaching from roughly knee-height to waist-height. Some of them have printed titles, others are entirely blank excerpts for dots of braille. The fact that the ones with printed titles are uniformly in English is interesting, though not completely unexpected. She did mention her parents impressing the language upon her and Akira, after all. Your room looks nice, Lily. Oh my god, Hanako! What's wrong? I hear a call of thanks from beside my shoulder. Looking back to Hanako, her gaze is fixed on her lap and her hands are nervously clutching her gown. It's now that I notice why. With these clothes on, the extent of her scarring is far more visible, reaches down her neck and out to cover her right shoulder. Considering this is a party for her, she doesn't really look like she's enjoying the experience now that I'm here. How old are you turning? 18? Her look of surprise, not at all helped by her total lack of skill at hiding her feelings, shows that she was trying to mentally tune me out. This is really quite awkward. Yes. On the plus side, there's only 2 more years till you can drink. So who's older, you or Lily? Lily. She had her birthday in February? What about yours? Earlier this year, so it's already passed. Unstated that it's passed while I was stuck in the hospital. That was a particularly low point of the experience. So we know they're 18, so I don't have to feel bad. Okay, I thought this was going to be one of them. I thought, okay, I'm going to have to stop this. Oh boy. Conversation with her dries up as quickly as expected. It isn't long before Lily's finished preparing our drinks, setting down the 3 teacups in front of us. I pick mine up, immediately noticing a much stronger aroma and taste than the tea we've been having. She's put some brandy in there, bro. She put some brandy. Team brandy. Ugh. Huh. It tastes different than the tea we have in school. Yes, it's a different variety, rather than the kind we've been having here. There, you've never tasted orange jaipa before, have you? Not that I can remember. I usually drink coffee, after all, like when we were in town. This is nice, though. As we settle down and sip, Hanako seems to become more relaxed, or at least a bit less tense about my presence. We all finish our cups at the same time, with Hanako failing rather badly at hiding her anticipation for the cake that's sitting to the side, begging to be eaten. Come to think of it, I'm feeling very eager myself. First things first, though. Lily? Yes, now is good. Each of us knowing exactly what the other means, I lean sideways and dig around in my bag for the doll I bought Hanako as Lily gets some retrieves, I guess. I just imagine, like, Lily, she gets completely the wrong idea and just, like, flashes everybody in the room. Hiding our gifts in our hands, we present them both on the table at the same time. Happy birthday! Hanako silently sits looking at them for a few seconds on end, out of sheer surprise. My little wooden doll, replete with Victorian-era dress and little hat, lies next to the light brown and fluffy stuffed bear from Lily. She clutches at a gown as she moves to speak, not taking her eyes off the modest presents. Thank you, Lily and Hisao. Oh. Her voice begins to crack as Lily reaches forward, wrapping her in a soft embrace. That's super cute! Screenshot! Kapow! The sight of Hanako holding Lily so tightly is heartwarming, so much so that I couldn't wipe the smile off my face even if I wanted to. As Lily gently rests her face on Hanako's head, she speaks so quietly and softly that I can barely hear. Happy birthday, Hanako. Happy birthday. Hanako gives a small nod, holding on to Lily for a time before breaking off and wiping an eye. I guess that for Hanako, simply having anyone to be there and love her would be special. The fact that Lily and I can share that role for her is something I think I will always be grateful for. Oh, we get to see the doll! Hanako gently takes the doll and teddy bear, holding them both to her chest as she warmly smiles. For a long time, all 3 of us simply sit in happy silence. The quiet is not broken until Lily's soft voice beckons. By the way, what did we buy the music box for? I thought it was for her. Shall we have the cake then? Her proposal was met with 2 looks of unhidden anticipation. No argument from me. Okay. Phew, that was good. I contentedly sit back, both Lily and Hanako looking just as satisfied with the food as I. It took some effort, but we managed to finish off the cake in one go. I don't think I could fit any more in. That's what she said. I think next time I'll buy a smaller cake. Hanako and I give a chuckle, but I can't help noticing that come this time next year, we'll have graduated from Yamaku. That fact is somewhat depressing, since I finally feel as if my life is starting to get back into some kind of order. Idly looking around Lily's neat and orderly room, her books catch my eye once again. This may be a little impetuous, but my curiosity gets the better of me. Besides, I don't think she'll mind in any case. Hey Lily, do you mind if I take a look at one of your books? You're quite welcome to, Hisao. That said, if you can overcome 2 language barriers, I would be quite impressed. 2? Braille and... Oh, right, English. She gives a nod. I knew you were studying English, but I'm still amazed that you're this proficient at it. One could say it's a perfect way to avoid people borrowing my collection. She says in jest, but I am a little disappointed. Having all these books around me with no way of reading them feels like one big tease. Hanako giggles quietly as I reach over the closet pile, plucking the topmost book with only a cursory glance. Death on the Nile, in large letters on the cover. It's the only printed text to be seen. I sit down for a while with the book open on my lap as Lily and Hanako talk. Try as I might to feel out the dots of braille printed on each page, they seem to blend into one another and become indistinct. I'd thought this would be a lot easier than it actually is. With some practice, though, I could see someone with a better sense of touch than mine managing to read at a pretty fast pace. Noticing a silence that had probably begun earlier, I look up from the dotted pages to see Lily smiling as Hanako sips another cup of tea. Is something wrong? Quite the opposite. Your curiosity is quite endearing. I am inordinately pleased by the praise, though I can feel my cheeks heating up a little. Thanks, but I don't know how else I could act. To be honest, I wasn't altogether sure of how you saw us, since you were a new transfer student from another school. If you'd pitied us, I would have been quite offended. There's a certain edge to Lily's voice, one that I'd quite possibly place as pride. Glancing over to Hanako, she seems even more subdued than usual, looking towards Lily rather than me. I wouldn't worry about that. Considering the position I found myself in, I'm perhaps the last person that should be dispensing pity on others. My parents' first interactions with me after my heart attack, I wouldn't want anyone to see that kind of face. I catch myself from going any further, but not soon enough. Both of the girls seem to be put off, Lily especially. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have gone that far. An awkward silence reigns for a few beats, thankfully ended as Lily's head perks up in a gesture I've come to easily recognize. Here's something. The door. Everybody looks towards it, trusting in Lily's senses. True enough, the door handle shudders and turns, a flash of yellow and black slipping through. Why is Misha and Shizune in here? Oh, no, it's Akira! Okay, no, Misha's got pink hair. Akira's tattoo is in the house. Happy birthday, Hanako! Thank you. Akira takes a seat at the table as she plops a tall bag beside her. She has a trademark boisterous air about her, making no small deal of her entrance. Hanako clutches her gown to steady herself, but doesn't appear too shaken after she settles down. I guess she must have met Akira before. Not a huge surprise given how close Akira and Lily are. Akira doesn't seem to be the least bit put off by Hanako's scarring, despite its prominence, but also doesn't pull any punches in how she acts, despite Hanako's shy nature. I thought you said you'd have to work, Akira. Did you manage to get off for a while? Kinda. I feel about ditching the guys doing overtime, so I gotta get back soon. But I felt bad about not coming to your cute little Hanako's birthday too, so for now I'm here. She grins wildly at Hanako, who flowers into a full blush as she pins her eyes downwards toward her lap. Her mouth seems to widen and retract over and over, as if she was trying to suppress a smile of embarrassment. It's a little strange how her reaction seems to be more immediate and forceful than when she's embarrassed by the way she looks. All she managed to give in return is a tiny nod, failing to hide her appreciation to any great extent. Not that many people give her positive attention, I suppose. It makes me respect how well Akira can handle her, making her so happy compared to what little I could do. Now then, before I go... She reaches into the bag beside her and grandly displays its contents. Wine? Out come two large glass bottles, both with long French names on the labels. Hanako's expression is an odd mix of surprise and curiosity. I suspect mine's no different. Lily, not seeing the proceedings, is oblivious to what's going on. Akira, this isn't... What is it? Wine. One red, one white. Akira, that's... Relax. It's not like Shizune's here to scold you. Lily has a point. That's not exactly allowed on campus, though. Or anywhere, really. We're still short of the legal drinking age, remember? Rich words for someone practically drooling as he examines a bottle. She got me there. I am genuinely interested in trying some, even just a little. While Hanako may not be handling one herself, her look does tell me that she's far from opposed to the notion as well. Lily rubs her forehead, giving up the fight that she knows Akira would win due to simply not caring enough about those silly rules and regulations. Just don't breathe a word of this to anyone in the school, please. I beg of you. I'm not stupid, don't worry. That said, I'm going to get back to work pretty soon. So soon? But you only just arrived. Sorry, Lily. Good to see you two again, though. And you, Hisao. See you later, then. Goodbye, Akira. She levels herself up with a grunt and waltzes out of the room, leaving us alone with the two items on the table. Interesting. Lily gives a nervous giggle at her sister's antics as Hanako takes a wine bottle. So... What do you think, Lily? She rests her elbow on the table and pinches the bridge of her nose, thinking things through. She really doesn't seem to be able to keep up with her sister. Well, it's already here. We may as well have some. No sooner does she say it I take a quick glance around the room for glasses. A small groan above me reminds me that Lily retired to rest on her bed for a few minutes ago. Almost completely drained of energy, I managed to stand up and drag myself to the side of the bed, sitting down and leaning my back against it. Why won't we given a choice? Alcohol's not good for the heart. Yo. It's like... Good God. Lily's groan sounds lifeless. Too much to drink? My head hurts. Yeah, too much to drink. I raise my head back and idly stare at the ceiling. One unmitigated disaster. Like proper idiots, we all drank the night away with one glass after another. Hanako simply fell to the side to sleep, and it's a miracle I don't feel as ill as Lily. Hey, Hisao, I'm sorry about today. I didn't think this would happen. It's fine, Lily. To tell the truth, I had a lot of fun today. Really? I think Hanako did too. No, she certainly did. There's a short silence before another groan resounds from the supine Lily. You okay? As you said, I just drank too much. What's the time? The time? It's... I quickly look at my wristwatch. Its numerals barely legible in the gloom. About midnight? Curfew's in effect, then? Yeah, I guess as much. We'll have to sleep here for tonight. Ooh, sleepover! As soon as I say it, I hear the sheets moving as Lily starts to sit up. Hanako? No. Go back to sleep. Don't try to get up. Hisao, I have to... You're in worse shape than me by any stretch. Just get some rest. But what about... I'll grab some spare blankets and put them over her. Don't worry. As I give a deep yawn and stand to retrieve them, I hear her lie back down with a soft thud. Thank you, Hisao. No problem, it's the least I can do. You look outright wasted. I'm not wasted. Just a little bit tired. She starts pouting, a slight slur beginning to distort her words as the alcohol takes hold of her again. I grab a couple of blankets rolled up at the end of her bed. Quietly walking over to Hanako, I carefully lay the blankets over her peacefully sleeping figure, making sure not to wake her up. The thick smell of alcohol coming off her breath makes me doubt she'd wake up no matter what I did, though. She wouldn't wake up, sorry. I stand up and take one last measure of the room. 2 girls, both very drunk, and 1 guy sleeping overnight with them in the female student's dorm. What a scandal that'd be if it broke out. As I move to sit back down at the side of the bed, I steal one last glance at Lily. Her sprawling, dishevelled figure lies resting peacefully, slightly turned to the side. I crouch down to get a better look. Her white skin blends with the white pillow of the bed, a look of slumber-born peacefulness on her face. Usually she seems so confident and forward, always there and caring for Hanako. Now, though, she seems painfully delicate. I think back to Hanako's presence. I thought it would be a nice occasion for her, but I'd hardly expected it to be so moving. One birthday after another, year after year. Just she and Lily, all alone. I guess it wasn't just the presents she liked. Resigning myself to an uncomfortable sleep, I sit down at the side of the bed once again and rest my tired arms beside me. Hey, Hisao. Lily's voice is so quiet I can barely hear it. She must be on the verge of sleep. Yeah? Thank you. Thank you? For what? For being here. That's okay. As I hear a deep breath, it's obvious Lily's gone to sleep. I have to close my eyes. It doesn't take long for slumber to take me as well. Cute! Cute! We're going to end it here. I know it's such a cock tease, but we're 2 minutes over time. Oh my god. Okay, hang on. Can we save? I want to see what the new one's called. Hang on. Yes, and load. The day after. Okay. Oh boy. Alright guys, thank you for joining me today for episode 12 of Katawa Shoujo. If you have any negative or positive comments to give me, please let me know so I can improve myself and these videos. If you have any recommendations for any other visual novels I can play after this one, or I can get to work during, please let me know as well, because I'm brand new to this visual novel scene, so I don't know what's good and what's not. And yeah, give it a like and comment to let me know what you think about it, and a share as well to help the videos get out there. And I will see you for episode 13. Yeah, tomorrow. Wow. Anyway guys, Owl is out. Goodbye.